Afternoon, students. Today we are going to start a very important chapter, that is fuel principles of management. Before I start this chapter, one thing is there. Future depend always what you are doing today. I believe that my students are doing a very fabulous job at home, involving themselves in study and utilizing the time. We all are missing you, and we want to see your lovely faces in our class very soon. And we hope that we will meet soon. So, without wasting that, please proceed to the chapter. This chapter is very important for the board point of view. This chapter is very important for your higher studies also. That's why I take this topic today, fuel principles of management. From this chapter, MCQs are coming, case studies are coming, direct questions are coming. So we just proceed to the chapter. So the first topic what we have to cover today is very important, and that is what? History of Henry Fayol. Three type of MCQ, means one MCQs are generally coming from this topic, and three important MCQs are holding this particular topic. The first one is the birth year of Henry Fayol, and that is what? 1841. So this is 1 marks question, birth year of Henry Fayol. Similarly, the death year of Henry Fayol also, 1925. Now second MCQ is what beta? That what was the profession of Henry Fayol? So Henry Fayol profession was that Henry Fayol was a mining engineer. Generally board is asking this question because one more person's principle we have to study, Taylor principles, F.W. Taylor principles, and F.W. Taylor was also an engineer. F.W. Taylor was an engineer of mechanical, and Henry Fayol is mining engineer. So you have to remember this. Henry Fayol is mining engineer and F.W. Taylor is a mechanical engineer. Okay. And third, a very important MCQ is that Henry Fayol is the author of which book? So the book name is General and Industrial Management. And generally fourth MCQs are asking who is father of management. This question can be asked like father of management, father of modern management, father of general management. So all answers belong to Mr. Fayol. So Henry Fayol is actually father of management, father of general management, father of modern management. Okay. So Henry Fayol had given 14 principles. And that 14 principles are general guidelines. It is not a fixed guideline. It is general guidelines, means that is actually giving an instruction to a manager that if this particular cause will be there, so this effect will be there. So actually this is particular guidance to the manager, but manager have to take the decision as per their own creativity and mind. That's why it is not a fixed guideline that you have to follow this. Okay. And now a very wonderful collection, because I believe that some students are remembering the picture as compared to remembering the words. So what is there? That principles are also there, and instead of principles in word, I find out some pictures that will actually define the meaning of principles. So these particular pictures are actually defining the meanings of principle. Today we are going to discuss the first three principles, very important also. Okay. So principles are actually what? Principles are the general guidelines, set of guidelines which guide the manager for taking the decisions or for helping to taking the decisions. Okay. So the first one is division of work. What is division of work? Do you see beta? Division of work principle actually defined by its own meaning. The work should be divided. The work should be actually divided. Divided in what? divided into small tasks. Now the question is that why work should be divided into small tasks? Why this principle is saying that work should be divided? A single person cannot do all the works, and when a single person wants to do all the works, then mistakes are there, efficiency is decreasing, effectiveness is decreasing, and maybe the perfection is not there. So what FAYOL suggested that we have to divide the work in small tasks, and we have to allot that work as per qualification, interest and skills to different persons, a different group. And when different groups or different persons are focused on a small task, they can give their 100%, wastage will be minimized, and a perfection will come. This principle is simply saying that work should be divided into a small task, and that task should be assigned to the person as per qualification, interest and skill. And one more thing, what Mr. FAYOL is saying, that when you are dividing the work and giving the work on a repeated basis, okay, the work should be given on a repeated basis to worker. And when a worker is doing the work again and again, then what thing will come? When the workers are doing the work again and again, then a specialization will come. Okay, like suppose a very simple example is that you are doing the one work again and again. Maybe that you in the starting you are not perfect, but you're doing the work, doing the mistake, learning from the mistake, and after doing a task so many times, your mistakes will be minimized. And when the mistakes will be minimized, what will increase? Efficiency. What will increase? Efficiency. So how that? Suppose a worker is doing the work, workers are committed a mistake, wastage is there. Second time, less wastage. Third time, less wastage. And when the works are doing again and again by the same worker, the worker will learn from the mistake, and the wastage of resources will be minimized. And when wastage of resources will be minimized, the efficiency will increase. And when the work is done on a repeated basis, then one more thing is there, beta. Employees acquire the speed and perfection. Employees acquire the speed and perfection. Okay. So this is the particular funda of division of work. Now, how the case studies are coming in the board examination. You just see how the case studies are coming. In this particular case study, so many principles are there, but here we are just taking how to identify the division of work principle. Do you see here that Mr. Ronnie Fernandez is the production manager of High Lever Private Limited. He take care of assigning work to worker as per their abilities and skills. He is a strong believer that the work should be divided in such a manner that each workers get work on a specific task again and again. He always involve them in decision making. That is another principle. So the yellow lines, you focus on that. Work should be divided as per abilities and skill, and work should be given to workers again and again, by which the workers will increase the efficiency. Now you see the words efficiency, repeated basis, work is divided, and all that is present in this particular line. So by this line we can say that in this particular case study, division of work principle is there. Okay, so by this way we will identify. Next is authority and responsibility. Simple terms, how the authority can be defined. A very easy word. Authority can be defined by the easy word, what? Power to take decisions. Very simple. Okay, so you can say that authority is equal to power to take decisions. So power to take the decisions is considered as authority. And what is responsibility? Obligation to perform the work. A general example for that. Suppose I said that you have to complete this particular task within 20 days. So completing that task is your obligation. That is your responsibility. And for completing the task, I had given some power to you that you can take these decisions. And that power, what I had given to you, that is the authority. What this principle is saying, this principle is saying a very wonderful thing, that whenever we talk about the authority and responsibility should be like this, that whatever, how much authority we are giving, how much authority we are giving, that should be always equal to the responsibility. Authority always should be equal to the responsibility. If authority is not equal to responsibility, to what thing can be? The first situation, when authority is more. When your powers are more as compared to your responsibility, then power can be misuses. And second situations, what can become? When your authority is less. So when you have less power, then sometimes you're not able to take the decisions, and because of that, organization bear the losses. Third one, which one is the very perfect one, and that is this one, that authority always should be equal to responsibility. So if we are allotting the work to someone, we are giving responsibility to someone, so we have to give the work authority, we have to give the power according to that responsibility, not less than, not more than, because both situations are non-beneficial for any organization. Okay, and when we are giving authority to someone, we have to make that person responsible. Now, how the case studies are coming. So what is the key word for this? Authority should be equal to responsibility. So when in the question power sharing is there, responsibilities are there, then we can say in this particular authority and responsibility principle is there. Now how we can solve the question, how the board questions are coming. You see this particular case study. I'm just zoom it for you. Okay, I think now it is visible. Yeah. So the case study is Style Furnishing Limited is a concern which deals in the production of office furniture. The company has a policy of offering 10% discount to their regular customer and a credit period of 30 days. Mr. Sam, their sales manager, is an efficient and effective personnel associated with the company since last 12 years. So Mr. Sam is belonged to the company from the last 12 years. While finalizing a high value deal with an old client, Mr. Sam gets stuck in a situation as the client requests him to grant a credit period of 40 days. So what is the policy? Of credit period of 30 days. But how much days client want? 40 days. The client even offered to hand over a post-dated check for the 40 days. It means the client is already giving a flexibility that I will give a check to you for the 40 days. Mr. Sam approached to his senior manager with the request to take permission for an extended credit period as the deal is quite profitable. The senior manager refused to grant it and the company lose the order and also disappoint an old and faithful clients. On the basis of the given information about Style Furnishing, answer the following question. Now the what question is, can Mr. Sam be held responsible for losing the deal? Give reason for your answer. It is for 3 marks. So when you read this case study, you come to know that Mr. Sam is not having the power to finalize the deal. So Mr. Sam is not responsible in this case. Because if Mr. Sam has the power to finalize the deal, Mr. Sam had given a credit period of 40 days. And maybe the company will earn some profit because of that. The company will build a more profitable, more strong relation with the old client. But because of senior managers not interest and the power is not in hand of Mr. Sam, company lose the deal. So here what is there? Responsibilities are there, but responsibility is not come with the authority. And because of that, company not earn the profit in this particular situation. ठीक है, and explain the rated principal in the other situation. So principal is authority and responsibility. You have to explain that what is authority, what is responsibility, what principal is said that authority should be equal to responsibility, and if authority is more, less, then what situation can be. You have to explain all that.